Okay, so there's a few things I want to do with this plane to lock it out or to freeze it. So I can turn, just to note something that I've just discovered, which is useful when you're positioning things. You can turn the grid off. These are the viewport controls up here, specifically for the viewport. So if I select that, which I believe I have selected, then if I go to the attribute editor, so we don't really want this. I mean, it is quite easy to just keep it fully opaque, but it would be nice just to grey it out a little bit, and we can adjust that if we feel it's necessary later on. And I want to freeze that out, so if I go up here to my channel box or layer editor, which is this, also this icon up here, then I should be able to create a new layer and assign selected objects. And so this object is should now be assigned to this layer, and so if I press it on T, I don't know what T stands for, but I do know that R means it's reference, so that means I can no longer select it. So if I want to start selecting it again, I move this back to selectable, which means I can then grab hold of it. I should be able to. Or maybe it just needs to be on that setting. Yeah, so it just needs to be on the blank setting. So T is bounding box, something similar to that. Maybe I'll look into that. But R is your reference, so I can now no longer move it or adjust it, which is obviously handy when you are modelling. So let's just get the grid back on, and then press space and an empty part. And then go to my top view. So I've got two perspective views now, so what I need to do is panels orthographic top. Okay, so now I can sort of start modelling on this very simple diagram. Hopefully yours will be slightly more complex. Okay, so some very basic modelling now. So if you can't see this up here, this shelf, then go into polygons setting or choose modeling. You don't want to be in rigging because that contextually changes aspects of what you can see up here. It needs to be in modeling. Obviously if you've got sculpting, then you get this strange selection of tools. So polygons is where it's at. Let's put a cube down, so it's giving me a cube here. I'd like to change the colour of that. I shall work out how to do that shortly. So pressing R on the keyboard, I can scale that to a kind of wall width. So let's just have a look. Okay, so I'm holding Alt and middle mouse to pan the view. So if I go to my front view now, press tap space, I can see that I'm not on the floor plane. So let's just press W for my move control. Let's just lock that down onto the ground plane. There must be some sort of snap to actually get it, or alternately I go into the attribute editor, then translate Y0. Nope, because the pivot is at the center. So let's just move it by I for the minute. So we can adjust the pivot and get it locked directly onto the floor plane. But I'm not going to go into pivots at the minute, although I do believe pivots live in here. Double clicking on the rotate, but don't get stressed about that because I just found that myself. Okay, so we've inserted the edge loop. So I'm just going to go up to face. So to get out of the edge loop, you have to press escape and then Q or W, which will take you to face mode. Well, actually it'll take you to move mode. So let's just select this face here, and then we can go down to extrude. So this is quite nice because it's giving me a little extra menu which tells me how far I want to translate it. But if I go back to my top view, just press space quickly twice there. So now I'm in a position where I can extrude that out. Normally you want to subdivide that from a texturing perspective, but I shall, for the purposes of this, I shall drag it. Well, actually, let me do that. Okay, so I'm just going to drag it about halfway along this wall, so that we've got a decent subdivision. No, I'm going to take it all the way up, and then what I'm going to do is I am going to go yes, thank you. Okay, so that's fine. So let's just press escape or enter or something. Okay, and so then back to perspective. So I'm going to want to put another set of edge loops in here. So mesh tools, insert edge loops. There's no keyboard shortcut visible here. But anyway, okay, so click drag on edges. So I'll put one there, and I'll put one. No, I don't want that one there. So let me just. It's locking it, so there's something wrong with that tool. So let me see if multiple edge loops use equal multiplier. Should it be using that? Or let's just reset the tool. Okay. Okay, that's back to normal. And then so now we need to press escape Q, which takes us back. So that was escape Q because I was stuck for a few minutes there trying to work out how to get out of the edge loop tool, which you don't want. So quick press of the space bar, quick press in the top view. So we can see that's about the right width for the wall. So I can, well, another way of doing it is to go to perspective, and then, you know, up here in the panels I just clicked on perspective to give me a perspective view. Then I go to select that face, and then I can go to extrude, and then I can and then go back to the top view. So basically this is just so yeah, let's click on this viewport and go to panels, orthographic, top. So it's just a quick way of starting to organize. So really, if I drag this all the way along, start to organize a white box that you can actually run through. So again, let's press enter on there, and let's go to edge mode. And now let's go to perspective mode. So I'm going to want to, just moving it into kind of position there, I'm going to want to add, well, let's do it in the top view. Top, okay. So I'm going to want to add another loop in here. God forbid. Stick one in there, stick one in there, stick one in there, stick one in there. So now I can go to panels perspective. That's all fine. So then I can get hold of this. I'm going over to my face mode. I forgot, whoops a daisy, I forgot to turn it off. So escape Q to turn it off. It takes me back to selection mode. Go back, select face there, and then let's have some extruding. Oh, is that correct? I think so. And then we can extrude this face here a little bit this way. Okay, so that should, you get the idea. So you want to start using these tools to build up your floor plan, and then we can talk about getting that into Unreal. Okay.